Hey guys, so welcome to day 11 of the 14-day challenge. And today we're going to be talking about something that trips most people up. So that's eating out and social events. So it's easy to stick to your plan when you're at home and your meals are prepped and everything is controlled. But then what about going out to restaurants, maybe work lunches, family gatherings, birthday parties, holidays, barbecues, stuff like that? Those are the moments when a couple of like whatever I'll start on Monday decisions can almost undo a whole week of progress. So today I'm going to be walking you through the rules that I have for eating out and social events, and the exact frameworks that I use so I can live a normal life, enjoy food, enjoy people, and still keep my insulin low most of the time. So today I'm going to cover my default restaurant framework and then what I do when people comment or try to pressure me about my diet, because that's what you'll get if you're eating in a way that people think is strange or in a way that they haven't been told was good for them. Then they're going to have something to say about it. So I have something for that. And then just for a quick recap here, if you're jumping in with me now, I've been going over a 14-day challenge. So I'm going live every single day of the challenge. And basically, I just have 5 critical tasks that I do every day of the challenge. And they are the sticking to my diet. So that's just the chosen carb level. So that will be the strict, moderate, liberal. I have the hydration, which is my daily water intake and electrolytes. And then my sleep. So that'll be my wake time and bedtime. And then the movement, I have a daily workout. And then my accountability, which is just me posting to my Skool group where I'm hosting the challenge to keep me accountable. So it's super simple. It's either I did the task or I didn't. And it's a win or a loss based on these 5 critical tasks. So today we're going to be zooming in on meals, specifically when you're not at home. So let's get into it. Most people walk into a restaurant and think, what's good or what am I craving? And I used to do that all the time. I just walked in, didn't really know what I was going to eat, and then just kind of browsed the menu and just kind of went on like, oh, maybe I'll have this. Um, so you want to have some sort of framework, especially when you're eating in this way, when you're going into a restaurant, instead of just like going by feeling like, oh, what I want in the moment. So step number one here. So you just want to get a basic idea of what the protein and vegetable options that are available in any restaurant that you go to. So usually I start this process before I even sit down at the restaurant. I'll go online, I'll look up a menu. So I already know kind of what they have on the menu, maybe an idea of what I'll order, and then if I need to swap anything out, uh, what kind of things I'll swap out. So usually the things that I look for on the menu are like grilled steak, chicken, fish, burgers without the bun, omelets, eggs, higher protein salads, sides like salad or maybe cooked vegetables, coleslaw without sugary dressings, stuff like that. And so my default is just like the protein as the main event, and then I'll have some vegetables on the side because I'm just sticking to whole food. So if I have the choice between like fries or salad, garlic bread, and some extra vegetables, I'm definitely going to be just defaulting to the protein and vegetable combo for this. And then step two, then I'm going to decide on the carbs and the drinks. So after the protein and vegetables are locked in, and yeah, vegetables are carbs, but I'm talking about more of the other carbs that we might not want to eat all the time. So I'll ask myself, like, okay, what kind of carbs do I want with the meal? What kind of drink? Will I have some sort of drink or will I just keep it water? And then the options might be so, like, maybe you'll get a small portion of potatoes and rice. Um, Maybe you'll get some fries, but then you'll share them with the table instead of just eating your own full order for that. And then maybe you'll think like, okay, will I just have like one drink or several? Or maybe you're just skipping alcohol, so you're not having any alcoholic beverages, whatever the case may be. And then the key though is that it's decision. It's not like just an impulse that you're deciding in the moment. It's something that you're going in. Okay, I'm gonna have a sugary pop, or I'm gonna have a sweet tea, or I'm gonna have fries that are deep fried in seed oils, or maybe even you want to decide that you'll have a dessert instead of just like after eating, and then in the moment the server asks if you want to have a dessert with that, and you're just like okay, and you just say yes, right? So you want to go in and already know that okay, today I'm gonna let myself have a dessert, right? So you don't need to be super strict with this all the time. and we'll get into that a little bit more later here. But you just want it to be an intentional choice, not a heat in the moment where I just need to satisfy a craving type of thing. And so number three, and so this one's really important. So it's like the 80-20 mindset. So basically, about 80% of the time, I'm going to be sticking to my low carb plan. And then the other 20% of the time, I can decide to go off plan. So, like I was saying, like getting the desserts, stuff like that. So, I always know for myself that when I do go off plan, I feel pretty terrible. So, I don't do it often. But if I occasionally do, that might mean maybe having a burger with the bun, or maybe enjoying a dessert, but just not overthinking anything like that. Like give myself the permission to be like, okay, I can have this once in a while, right? Because it's like there's nothing wrong with eating dessert once in a while. When it becomes a problem is if you're having dessert every single day and then it's not a treat, it's just something you eat, right? So you don't want to have desserts, highly sugar foods. You don't want to be eating carbs several times a day, spiking your insulin throughout the day. Or maybe you'll have like a sweet tea or a pop, because I don't mind having a nice iced tea every now and again, especially when I'm going out. Like I stick to my program more times than not when I'm at home. And then when I go out, then I can go, okay, I don't need to be as strict here. I can have the iced tea. I can have the dessert if I decide I want to. And because like it's real life at the end of the day, like we don't want to be living in a prison sentence in our lives. So the win though is just that you make this intentional and just not some mindless thing that you do in the moment. And so now we'll jump into a little bit of handling comments and social pressure. So I just want to talk about people and like what you might run into. So like I've heard people say like, "Oh, come on, just have some, live a little." Are you on a diet or something? Or maybe they're making joking stuff about you having salad and like skipping the bread or something. But I don't really take other people's critiques about how I eat personally, because I've just found that most people who criticize the way I eat, they don't have the health or physique that I'm aiming for personally. So of course they're not going to have the same mindset around food that I do. And then I'm confident in my decisions, and I don't have to feel like I need to defend myself or attack what they're eating in any way at all. So we all have different goals, and somebody who's trying to lose weight will most likely be eating differently than somebody who's trying to gain muscle. So they don't know what my goals are. I don't know what their goals are. They might not even be thinking about that. So my way of eating might not make sense for somebody who doesn't share the same goals that I have. And so if someone tries to pressure me into eating something that I don't want to eat, that's not on my program. It's not supporting my goals, anything like that. I just say I don't want any. Like I hear a lot of people saying that like, oh, just say you're not hungry or whatever the case may be. But I don't think I need to justify the way I'm eating or just lie about it to make or even make up an excuse about it. Because I also and then another thing to do is like maybe even read the room, because I don't want to go into some sort of nutrition lecture or anything with certain people. Like you'll be able to tell if this person is open to have a real conversation um, about diet, nutrition, and stuff. But if that's not the case, then I just kind of leave it be. But I don't want to lie or like pretend um, about anything I'm doing. So the bottom line is just basically you want to be doing what works best for you and just focus on that. So if you're good eating the way that you're eating, then just keep doing it. Don't let what other people say kind of deter you. And again, like if you're eating in a certain way and you're not feeling your best and it's not working for you, then maybe explore other options. So, how to apply this to your next event or before you go to your next restaurant? So, you just ask yourself, like, okay, what's my protein and vegetable option going to be? So, you just kind of pre decide what that might be. And then you just go in thinking about, like, okay, is this one of those 80% nights where I stay pretty strict to what I'm eating? Or is it one of those 20% nights where I let loose a bit? I go into it saying, okay, like I'm going to a party, I'll have a little bit of chips, or I'll have a sweet drink, or maybe I'll have some cookies or something like that. Right. So you might be going into like that. And so another thing to ask is like, how will you respond if somebody like tries to pressure you? If it's one of those days where you're keeping it a little bit more strict. And so if you answer those questions ahead of time, you'll just walk in with a plan instead of just hoping that you'll have the willpower to kind of avoid the chips if it is one of those 80% days, or not feel guilty if you do eat some chips, because again, it's not going to kill you if you're eating this once in a while. But we just want to stay away from making it a habit when it's not a treat anymore. It's just part of your diet. Because if you're eating chips every day, I don't think that's going to benefit you. And so let's jump into my day 11 power list of what I did yesterday, and we'll see how I did there. And so first with my meals, I just stuck it to two meals per day. Um, it went pretty well. I had my first meal probably around 10 on the weekend. And then I went to my second meal, and my second meal was um, uh, probably around 4:30, something like that. And then I just ate till full. And then, I mean, I felt great. So then the hydration, I'm drinking about 3 liters of water per day right at the moment with a little bit of electrolytes. So I'm just salting my food generously to get the electrolytes that I need. And then I'm making sure to just sip on the water all day, because 3 liters like isn't a crazy amount or anything, but it's something that you need to be consciously sipping on water. Otherwise, you might not hit it by the end of the day. And for the sake of this challenge, if I didn't get my 3 liters in the day, I'd have to restart the challenge from day one. But then my sleep. So as usual, I'm going to bed by 9 and then waking up by 4:30. So my head's on the pillow, ready to sleep by 9, and I'm waking up when my alarm goes off at 4:30. I'm not snoozing. I'm not anything like that. And something that I do share every time, because if you're new to watching these, and you're the type of person who does snooze, then you're going to want to set your alarm before, so you can snooze to the time you wake up. Otherwise, like again, if you're going to do a challenge like this, I have it set so if you do fail one of the daily tasks, you have to restart from the start. And so my movement yesterday, I went on a 13-kilometer run. And like I think I've mentioned this before in this series, is I usually have my 13-kilometer run on Sundays. And right now I'm doing it on a treadmill because like it's snowy here. It's last night or yesterday it was pretty warm, so the snow and stuff was melting, and then it froze overnight. So in the mornings, um, it's super slippery. Like I go and walk my dog and stuff, and I'm slipping and sliding, and I don't want to risk getting injured. I literally just got back from injury, so I'm just ramping up my training now. And so 13 kilometers is the longest I've done so far getting back into it. I'll probably get up to as high as like 18 kilometers for what I'm training for now, which is a sub 40-minute 10-kilometer. And so I like to do it on Sundays because then some of my shows come out. So what I'm able to do is, because I hate running on a treadmill, is I'll throw on my show and I'll just hit the treadmill with this. So that's just one thing that I kind of incorporated, so to make the treadmill a little bit better for me, because then it's like, okay, I get to watch my show. I also get to get my workout in. And then my accountability piece, I'm just posting to my Skool group. And so it's just a thread that I have in there to keep me accountable. Just at the end of the day, okay, did I get all my tasks done? And then I just share with the group and then put a little note on how the day went. And so if you did want to join the Skool group and get some more help building some better health habits, then feel free to just jump into the Skool group. Right now it's free, so this is where I'm hosting the challenge, and you'll get like meal plans, food lists, step-by-step guides, some video trainings, and then like a place that you can like post daily wins and your losses, stuff like that, and you're around people that are all trying to do the same thing that you're doing. So that was day 11. And so try to see what you can do about using this framework for the next time you eat out, and let me know how that goes. And if you do have any questions, make sure to post them in the comments. That way I can handle them the next live if any come up. And then again, if this was helpful at all, anything like that, just feel free to give the video a like, share it with someone that might need it, or even subscribe, so that way you're not missing any of it. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. So have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.